Galloway. Got it, Skipper. Yeah, I'll bring him. He's my partner, after all. What we got? New case. White female dumped in plain sight in the grass at the end of Hill Street. Hacks are all over it. Captain's trying to fend them off.
That sounds awfully similar.
The first rule of police work is make no assumptions until you've seen the evidence. Skipper wants you to have your newspaper face on, college boy. I think I know the place where they found the lady. It overlooks Sunset Boulevard. Let's go.
Let's go. Welcome back to Noire. We're going to carry this on.
Early bird gets
Another 2 episodes this week.
They weren't even his prince and he still confessed.
So in the last episode, again, I done shit on the interrogation, but you know, it's not my fault. It is my fault.
You're behind the wheel.
I just suck.
You did a decent job on the Henry case, Phelps. Not bad for your first time at bat.
Thanks, Rusty.
But don't go getting ahead of yourself. That's one clearance under your belt. Now it's a new day with a new dead lady that needs our attention.
And no assumptions until we see the evidence, right?
Right. See, I knew you were a fast learner, Phelps. We might get along after all.
Now, boys, you know as much as I do. I'll be holding a press conference once the autopsy's been completed. I have 2 of my finest investigators on the case, fresh from bringing down the sword of justice on the crazed sex...
Captain, aren't there similarities between this murder and the murder of Celine Henry? And of Elizabeth Short, for that
So you
matter?
don't believe there's a crazed sex killer at large preying on women?
Boys, be sensible. We have the greatest police force in all the world with the greatest scientific investigators at our disposal. How can any killer continue to beat that? Be advised. We keep the gas chamber at San Quentin primed for the sons of Cain who continue to believe they can take a life in the city of angels.
Yeah, right. Any new leads in the Dahlia case?
Run along, boys, and let these officers get to work. We have God's work to do here, and it can't be delayed.
What do we have, Captain?
Another woman sacrificed. Speak to Carruthers. I want daily reports, gentlemen.
How did you get here? Did someone leave your cage open?
Detective, I was first on scene.
You find her, Gonzalez?
Not me. Family out for a stroll. I was first reporting.
Can you show me the body?
It's under the pepper tree, this way.
So there's another woman with similarities to the last case.
Can't be much help to you, Phelps.
No, she's naked again. Again, warning. If you're of younger age, you should look away now. This contains explicit content. I'll tell you when you can look back again.
The stomping angle in the Henry case. Was it reported in the press?
Sure was. Every detail a copycat would want was there in the story.
Okay.
Well, we have a name. Can you run Deirdre Muller by RNI?
Back in a second.
The motive was robbery. Why not take the money?
Motive must not have been robbery then. They didn't take the money. Man, why do you keep finding bottles everywhere? Just need to make sure that I've got everything on the actual scene that we can get.
This is going to help us. Circumstantial.
Yeah, I don't think there is actually anything else. Stuff like run by. Okay, right, let's examine the body and see what we've got. We're gonna hear that neck crunch again.
Look at your mark. It's very distinctive. I'll do some comparisons back at the lab and get back to you.
Jesus. Another ringtone off.
This mark, a cut on a finger. Fourth finger, left hand, a wedding or engagement ring, violently removed.
Damn. Look at all those cuts on her forearm, do we not? There's a bunch of cuts on her forearm there.
Looks like she was tied up.
It does at first, but that would leave a mark on her other wrist, too. I think her watch might have been torn off.
That's a good point, actually. Maybe no watch. She was stomped on. Ouch.
Detectives, R&I says a Deirdre Mahler of 130 North Bonnie Bray was reported missing this morning by her husband, Hugo Mahler.
What'd I tell you? Let's grab the husband, take him downtown, and work him over. We could have this wrapped up by lunchtime.
What about not making assumptions and going on the evidence?
Similar MO.
To what? The Dahlia? I don't think so.
Celine Henry.
That's a closed case. This is probably another sad sack who lost his temper with a broad who wouldn't put out.
Are you a suspect, Rusty?
Watch your mouth, Phelps. All I'm saying is we got enough to do without reopening closed cases.
Talk me through it, Mal.
Severely battered, on display. Footprints would indicate that she has been stomped. Size of the footprints would seem to indicate a smallish men's shoe. What size shoe did Mendez wear?
You finished?
No, I'm not. At a glance, I would say strangulation is the cause of death. I'll need to do further tests for semen.
Angry boyfriend. If they were married, they'd be at home, not humping out here in Lover's Lane.
So we're going back to the car, and then we'll be going to see the husband. Okay, these guys.
That's awful. Why can't we get any closer?
This is a secure area. You all need to leave.
Y'all seem to be standing around.
Right, let's go to the husband's. Well, her house as well.
You know the way. You can drive.
And where exactly are we going? There still might be some playing the boyfriend angle.
I thought we were on our way to lock up the husband.
If it doesn't work out, then.
Deirdre Muller has suffered enough. More than enough. You shouldn't make disparaging comments about her without even the slightest inkling of what she was like.
She was a woman, wasn't she? Well, around about my third divorce, I realized women might not be the pure angels we imagine. You're married, ain't you, Phelps?
Don't make any insinuations about my wife.
Hey, she's a woman.
She's the mother of my children.
You're a father, Cole? Then don't tell me your eye don't bend.
This conversation is over.
Man, this guy's had 3 divorces. Yeah, let's see what he has to say.
Phelps and Galloway, LAPD. Is your father home?
He'll be home soon. He's been out looking for Mommy.
What's your name, miss?
Michelle Eloise Mahler?
Can we come in?
I suppose so.
Thank you. Could you have a seat for me, Michelle?
Are we gonna have to break this to a kid?
We're gonna have a look around.
He'll be back.
Mm.
Just sit tight.
Well,
My partner will explain everything when he gets back, okay? There's nothing to worry about.
there's nothing to worry about. I wouldn't say that.
Incidental.
Isn't really much.
Work boots. Size 8s.
I think both are just the same. Yeah.
Elgin wristwatch. Probably the same one snatched from her body.
And then that'll be the case for the ring. Yeah.
No sign of a wedding ring.
Right, that must be everything then. Oh, let's go and break the bad news.
Is this about Mommy? Daddy is trying to find her. Please tell me she's okay.
I'm sorry to have to tell you this, Michelle, but your mother is dead. Do you think you could answer a few questions for us?
Try.
When did you last see your mother?
Yesterday afternoon. I went to a dance at Belmont High. Mommy was supposed to pick me up, but she didn't show.
So what did you do then?
I was upset. Daddy came instead.
I always usually judge these questions on whether they're maintaining eye contact or not.
So you were hanging around the school for quite a while. What happened with your father?
I don't know. I called and finally he answered. He came straight away then.
Some of your mother's jewelry was missing. Can you describe her things?
A ring, a watch. I never paid much attention to that stuff.
We can't really say she's lying, but she's definitely not telling the truth. She's avoiding the eye contact. But we can't say she's lying and then say that it's missing. It just doesn't make sense.
You seem reluctant to talk about her jewelry.
I went wrong.
a touchy subject with Daddy. He thought she wasted too much money on her appearance.
Did get it wrong.
Your mom and dad are happily married?
What are you saying? Of course they are.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't happy, were they, Michelle? Did your father ever hit your mother?
Just the once. She said she would leave him if he ever did it again. He bought her a brooch pin to make up for it. And he always wore her golden butterfly.
Thanks, Miss Muller. You've been very brave.
Hey! What gives?
Daddy, the police
Go to your
are
room,
here.
please, Michelle. I'll talk to the police.
Daddy, Mommy is gone.
Go to your room, young lady. She's not even out of school. You can't come in here interrogating her like she's
Your
some
wife
kind
was
of...
found murdered this morning.
Found? What? But she only...
We have some questions that we would like to ask you.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, I'll do my best.
Man, we've got 2 sets of questions.
What size shoe do you wear, Mr. Muller?
Why do you ask?
It's routine, sir. Simple process of elimination.
9s, I think.
Why are you lying to me, Mr. Muller?
See how quick that was?
Why would I lie to you at a time like this?
That's funny. The work boots we found here are size 8s. Why lie about it if you've got nothing to hide?
Because I always get teased about the size of my feet. You know, small feet, small...
Always been true in my experience.
So you were here all night. You stayed in while your wife went out to pick up your daughter?
Yes, that's correct.
You should come clean if you're having an affair, or if there's something going on.
I told you I was here. Were you saying I wasn't?
I don't know if this is right, I'm just going with it.
So why did you take so long to answer the phone when your daughter called?
Okay, I went out for a while. I was driving around. It's my way of relaxing.
You phoned in a missing persons report this morning?
Yeah, that's right. My wife didn't come home last night. She left around 9:30. Michelle was at a dance. She called me to let me know that Deidre didn't turn up.
Did your wife ever go out by herself? To bars, nightclubs?
No. What are you suggesting? You suggesting my wife's loose? Now is not the time for you to be pushing me, mister.
Your daughter said you were having an argument.
We argued about who would pick up Michelle. I worked a full day. I wanted to come home, put my feet up.
Your wife was beaten and then strangled. In your case, you have no alibi and a history of violence towards your wife.
That's not true, God damn it.
It is true, Hugo. You're a violent man. You try to keep a lid on it at home, but sometimes you lost control. Your daughter and your wife were scared of you.
You don't know anything about me.
I know about the golden butterfly, Hugo, and how you bought your wife off the last time you heard her.
She liked to spend money, all right? Dresses, jewelry, her hair. It drove me goddamn crazy. Do I look like a Rockefeller?
Nobody likes a cheapskate, Hugo.
Getting hostile with us is a very bad idea, Hugo.
I'm no murderer.
Make some arrangements for your daughter, and then present yourself to Central Station for questioning.
You gotta be kidding me, Phelps. Put the cuffs on him.
This is an outrage. I didn't kill my wife.
Your daughter is in the next room, Mueller, so I'm giving you a break. Don't make me change my mind, and don't make me come looking for you.
We should go back in there and bust his ass.
One, we need to break his alibi, check phone records, canvass the neighbors. Two, we have motive of domestic violence, which probably goes for half the men in L.A. Three, we have no evidence tying him to the crime scene.
Hello, detective.
You sure don't get run over crossing the street. Alright. Right. God. Get the fuck out of the car.
Sorry, sir. Police officer.
Not
I
on
need
your
your
life,
car.
Buster.
The police clear the scene.
Be the cop who won a medal and solve me.
Thank you.
Are you drunk,
Jackass.
mister? Or are you just cracked?
Yes, ma'am.
I heard the terrible news over the radio.
And you can help us with our inquiries?
Yes, sir. They had a row last night. I heard Mrs. Mueller screaming.
Did you see Mrs. Mueller come home late last night at all?
No, not at all. I did see Mr. Mueller put something in the incinerator earlier this morning, though.
I told you he was our guy. Now let's get this bum downtown and into a cell.
Look, there he is now.
Step away from the incinerator. Don't let him get away.
It must have been him. Man, you can jump that gap. Tackle his ass.
This doesn't look good, Hugo.
I can explain the blood.
Get him booked in at Central, officer. Then put him in an interview room. We'll be speaking with him later. And inform the captain.
Yes, sir, Detective.
Is there someone you can call, miss?
I don't want home and
You need somewhere to stay, Michelle. You have other family? Grandparents? Aunts or uncles?
call Aunt Helen, but she lives in Bakersfield and
Call her. We're gonna get someone down here from Juvenile Hall to talk to you in the meantime.
We ought to get some uniforms down here, clean up, take care of the kid.
Yeah, let's phone in.
Galloway, homicide.
Phelps, 1247.
Go ahead, Detective Unit.
How can I help, Detective?
I need an address on a Belmont High School.
We've got two
For you, Detective.
calls for it at the same time.
Belmont High, 1575 West 2nd Street.
Thanks for your help.
So we've got to go to the high school.
Inform Detective Phelps that the coroner has a report waiting at the police morgue downtown when he's available.
Got it, KGPL.
You can drive.
We may as well go to the morgue.
Where are we
actually.
headed?
Find out more about the autopsy.
I'm surprised, you know. I didn't make the husband for it.
Always make the husband, fellas. 9 times out of 10, it's the closest person to the Vic who does the deed. God knows I've wanted to kill some wives in my day.
Lex parsimoniae.
What?
The law of parsimony. Occam's razor. The simplest explanation is most likely the correct one.
You know, you could have said that without getting all liturgical on me.
I'll try to dumb things down from now on.
Appreciate it. You try this one on for size. Rusty's razor.
How's that?
You blame the guy that's banging her.
Ah, of course. The famous Lex ignoramus.
Closes cases, Cole. Puts a lot of people away, that one.
That was a pretty easy case, if that's it. Closed. Well, it's obviously not closed because they're not finished, but if it was the husband. And I mean, we could wrap this mission up in this episode, then that means we'll get another episode started next episode, so that's pretty cool.
Phelps,
There we go.
Rusty, thanks for coming.
Can you blood type the shoes that we bagged and see if they're a match?
Sure. It'll all be in the report, but I'm assuming you want the details now?
Please. Cause of death is strangulation?
Correct. Take a look at the samples on the bench.
So I'll be the one on the bottom.
What are the normal uses for that kind of rope?
On boats, mooring lines.
Correct. Although Ray says that they're sometimes used as bell ropes in churches.
So are we looking for a sailor or a minister?
Well, in my experience, sailors seem to have the greater libido.
Was Mrs. Muller criminally attacked?
No external or internal traces of semen.
Thanks, Mal. Anything else comes up, you let us know.
What have we got the phone for? Get out of the way.
Operator, give me R&I.
Putting you through now.
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Are there any messages for me?
Yes, Detective. A green 1946 coupe, registered to Mrs. Hugo Muller, has been found in the parking lot adjoining the Belmont High School and playing fields. Captain Donnelly wants you to head down there immediately to take the school janitor's statement.
Thank you.
Right, thanks, guys. Head over there just now.
You drive.
And hopefully we can wrap up this episode. I mean, we've still got the interview and everything, but that won't take that long.
Not exactly the happiest of places, the coroner's office.
Carruthers is a good man, professional, diligent. If you're working with a pro, it's easy to overlook the grim realities of a place like that.
Funny job, that, the coroner's.
How so?
You don't want them enjoying their work too much. The wrong kind of man can get awfully lonely rattling around a joint full of corpses.
Rusty, that's like something out of the pulps.
You've been reading the same ones as me?
I thought you were usually too drunk to get through a magazine.
You know, if I close one eye and squint, you can just about make out the print.
This is the car?
Yes, sir, Detective.
Have you looked it over?
Superficially. I was told to wait for you guys.
Thanks. We'll take it from here. What time did you see the person park the car?
Late last night, after school social, maybe 1 a.m. I've been keeping a good eye out lately. We've had problems with the child molester.
And this was the same man?
I don't know, sir. I mean, I'd like to say yes, but truth is, it was pretty dark.
All right. Tell me about this man you've been having trouble with.
He hangs near the playground, tries to befriend the children. He was around here last night before the dance.
Is he violent?
Yes, sir, I would say so, yes. There's the son of a bitch now. Hey, you!
Go, Phil. Don't take the car. See if I can cut him off.
Oh. Now I can... No. I don't think so. I think they're throwing this guy in to make it look like it might have been him. So then you'll probably have the choice of it either being him or the husband. I mean, he's a child molester, not a murderer. I think I nearly ran him over. Get over this wall and tackle. Too far away. Oh man, he keeps getting to walls. There we go.
What's your name?
Who's asking?
We can do this the easy way or the hard way.
Name's Eli Rooney.
You've been in trouble with the law before, Eli?
Some.
What are you doing around here?
I like to keep an eye on the children.
Strictly paternal, is it, Eli?
Don't sass me, boy.
A woman was abducted here last night, Eli, and murdered.
And I would love to make you for that, you Okie motherfucker.
Well, I wouldn't know nothing about that. A woman, you say? I like 'em a little younger than that.
Turn out your pockets, Eli.
Now, why would I do that?
Because I'm about to break your fucking skull, Eli.
You're under arrest, Eli. You are in very deep trouble.
Why bother with the paperwork, Eli? I'm gonna take out my gun, and I'm gonna count to 5. Let's see how fast you can run now.
Hang on a goddamn minute. I found that thing in the parking lot.
Get some backup out here, Rusty. We need to get this one downtown and into a cell.
I'll tell them we got a kitty raper coming in. They can roll out the red carpet.
Man, they didn't even have to make a call, they were there.
Blood and skin samples. We better get Ray Pinker out here.
Ray Pinker. Man, everything's in here.
Could be important.
The overalls are stenciled HM. Muller is a mechanic. I wonder what Eli does for a living.
Watches children. Right, let's call Central. I might just make this video longer just so we can finish this off and then start fresh, because there's no point in starting an episode and doing like 5 minutes of a case.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need interrogation set up at Central for both suspects being held in the Muller homicide case.
Certainly, Detective. I'll get in touch with the watch commander.
Thanks.
Okay,
Can you drive to this one?
let's get to the police station.
Fine. Where are
We're
we
going to
at?
have to interrogate both and decide who it was. I mean, it's pretty one-sided on the husband. You know, he's a mechanic,
I
it's his
say we make
overalls.
Rooney for this. I think we should lay it on him. He was near the car, he had her jewelry, the DA will love him for it.
Even if he didn't do it?
Who cares whether he did it? You have kids, Phelps? He needs to be taken permanently out of harm's way.
And we let Muller slide?
For a while. He gets a free pass for now.
I think it's pretty one-sided on the husband, because he can get his hand, if he's a mechanic, he can get to a tire iron pretty easy. Could be wrong, but it seems like it would be the husband.
You better not go soft on me in here, Phelps.
We'll work the evidence, Rusty. Let him do the rest. I want to make comments.
Right, interview room. There we go. Right, it isn't here.
Here's
Right.
where we stand, Hugo. Your next door neighbor heard screaming coming from your house. You were burning your blood-stained shoes. You have no one who can confirm your whereabouts last night. Your daughter says you're a violent man. We have everything we need to send you to death row, and all you have to say for yourself is, I didn't do it.
I swear I didn't kill her. Give me that lie test. I can prove it.
Why did you burn your shoes, Hugo?
Because I knew you'd never believe me.
What? I'm going to use intuition on this. Truth. Yeah, we'll go with it.
Believe what?
It's rabbit's blood. A guy at work brought him in and I helped him skin them.
Do you know anything about ropes, Hugo?
As much as the next man. I was a scout. I learned some more in the army.
Do you know anything about braided ropes?
Some. They're mainly used for mooring lines, hawsers, you know, that kind of stuff. We don't have much use for them in the machine shop. We use chain hoists.
Your wife was beaten with a tire iron, Hugo. An appropriate choice of tool for a mechanic.
I know nothing about any tire iron.
It was found in his wife's car. Fuck it. Oh, well, okay.
You're lying, Hugo. You're gonna have to come clean on this.
You got no proof.
Your wife drove a Chevrolet, Hugo. What make of car do you drive?
Chrysler Airflow.
So I guess that explains why the tire iron that killed your wife came from a Chrysler. We found your wife's car. Someone parked it at the school late last night. Do you have anything to say about that?
It wasn't me.
Where do you keep your work clothes?
I keep them at work in my locker.
Enough lies, Hugo. Your overalls put you at the scene of the crime last night.
My overalls are in the laundry of my house.
In the trunk of the car.
Green overalls, bloodstained, with the initials HM found in the trunk of your wife's car.
They can't be mine.
Why, Hugo? Because if they were yours, they'd be in the incinerator too?
Go to talk to the other guy.
That bum took a swipe at me, I put him down with my staff.
Alright. Rusty knows who's going.
Captain, we were on our way to interview Eli Rooney.
Yes, Phelps, I know. This particular fiend is an old acquaintance. I have tried to reaffirm his belief in the wrathful and terrible God. Whichever way it goes, I'll be dealing personally with him.
You look like you've had it rough.
You see me asking for your sympathy, boy?
You down on your luck, Eli?
I had worse. My family ate roadkill during the Dust Bowl.
But you have a job. A parolee has to have a job, correct?
I had me a job down in San Pedro. I'm looking for something new.
This place you worked have a name?
Hennessy Marine. You can't misplace big yellow letters HM out front.
They give you any workwear, Eli?
Sure. Green coverall. Dang thing was hot. Felt like I was back in the pen wearing it.
Shit, that changes everything.
You ever tie up any of your victims, Eli?
It's not a nice thing to go calling them.
What would you call them?
I can't say. I learned a long time ago not to go talking about the things I like. Talking about it just seems to get people's dander up.
Answer the goddamn question, Rooney, before I brain you.
See what I mean? Short answer is yes.
You have any preference regarding rope, Eli?
I know a good rope from a bad rope, if that's what you mean. That's not what you mean, is it? Any old rope will do me fine.
It seems pretty solid on that.
A farm boy like you, Eli, must prefer McGay for roping. Am I right?
I prefer braid. Tie hitching braid. Stays tight.
You killed Mrs. Muller and stole her jewelry.
That ain't so. I ain't done nothing like that.
I'm just gonna go with a lie
You're
and
a
say that the
liar,
jewelry's
Eli.
missing.
You needed the money, so you killed her.
I've been around some, son. You got some evidence that proves I stole that butterfly from that woman?
Well, the butterfly,
Sorry.
okay.
My mistake.
I'm gonna use intuition again.
You have no job and nowhere to live by the smell of things, and you need money. You've been in trouble before, Eli. Who do you think a jury will believe?
I've been in trouble for other things, but I ain't never killed no one. I saw that car coming to the parking lot late last night. Man got changed there and then put his coveralls in the trunk. I saw him drop the butterfly in the lamplight and he strolled out, cool as you like. And I went over and I picked it up.
As good as done, Mr. Rooney. All it will take now is some paperwork.
Yeah, I'm thinking of moving up to a 45. I want to put him down.
Man,
Hey, I gave his wife a tap. He's all fair in my
I don't know if we've got any more questions that we can ask.
I'm not
Because
saying
it's
another thing until I've seen an attorney.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, part of me thinks that it was the husband, but then the other part thinks that it wasn't.
What do you think?
For my money, Hugo Muller's our #1 suspect. The evidence is solid. I think it's time we hit him with it.
So he thinks that it's Hugh.
Need a drink. I got the jitters again.
You know what? I don't know. Because the other guy uses rope. He used to work at somewhere with the HM overalls.
What now? So what next?
For my money, Hugo Muller's our #1 suspect. The evidence is solid. I think it's time we hit him with it.
You know what? I don't think it's him. We're gonna nail the other guy. We're just gonna charge him.
Eli Rooney, I'm charging you with the first-degree murder of Deirdre Muller.
You don't want to put me back in the stir that badly, boy. You go ahead and try. I'll beat that rap. I ain't a killer.
I don't know. I might have got it wrong. Did I get it right?
Phelps, Galloway. Congratulations are at hand. Drink, boys? I think you'll receive a commendation for this one, gentlemen. In the meantime, I'll speak to the DA about expediting the passage of the case. We need swift and merciless justice for poor Deirdre.
Okay. So I don't think it says if you get it right or not, but from what I guess, saying we would get a commendation, that kind of says that it was something positive about it. But this video has nearly been 50 minutes, so I'm going to have to quickly end it right now, and we will continue on with the next case on the next episode, which will be on later this week, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.